I'm now going to show you how you can improve the performance of your custom aggregation functions by following this one simple principle, and that is to complete operations that are independent of the group outside of the custom function. So if you have an operation that you can apply to the entire data frame, and it doesn't matter what group you're in, like it doesn't matter if you're in the fire department or the police department, then you should do that first and then write your custom aggregation function. So let me show you what I mean by that. So in this percent greater than 100K real function, we drop the missing values in that series, but we can drop the missing values first in the entire function or for the entire data frame without being inside of this custom aggregation function. So that's exactly what we do here. We're going to take our data set, we're going to drop the missing values for the entire data frame, and then we will group by and aggregate. And now we don't have to use this function. We can actually use this one, this simpler one, which will definitely improve performance because it's just not calling the drop NA method. So this one took about 70 milliseconds. Here's the original, where we don't drop the NA method and we call the percent greater than 100K real function. So you can see there is a significant difference here. So it's gone down almost 20 milliseconds, improved performance by 20 milliseconds. All right, another step here is that the comparison to the salary is also independent of the group. So you can compare salaries outside of the custom aggregation function. It doesn't matter if you're in the fire department or the police department, whether your salary is $100,000 or more or not. So that's what we do here, and we create a new column called salary greater. This will be a Boolean column. And so now, I've got two steps here, or two of our performance improvements. So I'm going to drop the missing values from the salary column. I'm then going to, group by title, but then I'm going to use this salary greater column, and I don't even need a custom aggregation function anymore. I can just directly call the mean, right? So I'm doing all of this work now outside of it, and now I'm left with just the mean, so I don't even need a custom aggregation function. And this actually is quite a large performance boost over here. So we've gone down from 70 milliseconds down to 20 milliseconds. So that looks good. So anytime you can use a built-in aggregating function, you're going to have a pretty good performance increase. Now, this is just one other alternative. And if we can just convert this salary column to a pandas only data type. So this float column, what this does is this capital F float. Remember, this is the pandas float 64. So when you do a comparison, it returns missing values. It doesn't just use false. So the built-in pandas Boolean doesn't allow for missing values. So when you make the comparison, you'll get false. So that's, if you compare against the missing value, you get a false, and that will lead you to a lower average than what you should have gotten. This will convert the missing value, will keep the missing values as missing because we're using the pandas new only data type. And then when we run this, we get an even better performance increase. This is a little bit different usage. I actually assigned this to a series called S, and then I use a group by series. I'm going to show you how to use this group by series method. All of our group bys have been on the data frame, but you can actually use a group by on a series and then just pass it in the grouping column over here. So notice this is from the original data frame, and then I just call the mean method directly. So this is another alternative, and it gets you a little bit more performance boost as well. And finally, here's a summary of the performance improvement ideas for custom aggregation functions. Number one, you can convert your grouping columns to categorical. You can complete the operations that are independent of the group outside of the custom function. This is really the main one. And then this hopefully will allow you to use the built-in aggregations when possible. So you really need to try to use those built-in aggregations whenever possible. You can also try some alternative group by syntax that can give you a small improvement as well by using like a series like we did here, or using a selection of the column over here instead of just the .ag method. All right, so that is how you can improve the performance of your custom group by aggregation functions.